Melody Waters. It's the juice, yeah, you know the juice. It's the juice. Whoa, I said the juice. From the music that they playing, different artists, you can hear them tell their story through the answers given in the interviews. It's the juice. Whoa, I said the juice.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of The Juice. It's your weekly dose, y'all. This is your host, Melody Waters, and we are live here in Juice Studios. I got a couple of really dope panelists with me here today. I'm super excited to get this show started. We have some really important topics, so y'all go grab a pen and join right in. Let's get it, y'all. So let's meet our guests for the show today. We have Orlando Finch on the show. Welcome. And then we also have Peter Stephen on the show. Welcome. It's great to see both of you gentlemen and have you here with me today. Thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate you guys. So let's kind of meet you guys and find out a little bit about each of you. Orlando Finch, tell us a little bit about yourself. For people who have never heard of you before, don't know who you are, or don't know a lot about you. Who is Orlando Finch?
Well, I'm a videographer. First, that's what mainly people know me for. So I shoot music videos, weddings, I do photography, corporate things, stuff like that. I do some investments, I do stocks, I like to think of myself as an entrepreneur that has a lot of different, I'm good at a lot of things, but mainly videography.
That's what's up. That's the baby right there, is videography.
Yep. And I'm from Minnesota, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Well, welcome on the show. Thank you so much for coming through today.
Thank you.
You must be a busy man being a videographer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Lots of traveling, lots of edits. I should be doing edits right now. I got stuff dropping today, actually. And, it's pretty busy. It's good. I'm blessed to be able to do what I love to do. I found it out a little bit later, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I feel that, definitely. That's what happens, though. Life sometimes takes you down different paths to lead you to where you're supposed to be. So,
yeah,
where you're supposed to be now.
Yep, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, that's dope. That's what's up. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today. I appreciate you. Peter Stephen. So for those who don't know who Peter Stephen is or don't know a lot about Peter Stephen, go ahead and tell us a little bit about about yourself. Yeah. Who is Peter Stephen?
R.PsYCh WiTtiD invited me here, and he's a great dude, and he's from Philadelphia. He also runs with my man Don Clackey, who's doing big work in Philadelphia from H2H Promotions, Heart to Heart Productions. And I'm kind of taken back because my passion is being a videographer, and I myself at the core am a videographer, but not on film, public access stuff on that level, Adobe Premiere, Adobe Suite. And not that I'm minimizing it, but the level of doing music, I've never done that, just more of like public access shows, but that's at my core. So when he says he has stuff producing today, I have stuff producing next Monday and plus this week at my neighborhood network. So I really feel him because I would love the opportunity to, I appreciate the opportunity to speak with him on after the show on that, because that's really my core. I'm Puerto Rican, Peter, from the Bronx, so that kind of threw me off. But excuse me for being long-winded. I'm Peter Stephen. I'm from the Bronx. A quick summary of me: born in the '70s in Brooklyn, Long Island Hospital, won a lottery to move into the Bronx, Sedgwick Projects, moved to Parkside Projects, the skate key era, hip hop, R&B. I guess as a Puerto Rican, you could say Afrocentrically developed, where we was more reggae and things like that. By Gun Hill, Parkside Projects up there. So I was there at the beginning of hip hop. When they had the strings in the records, the 45. So I was never in the game, but I was on the outside looking in. We went to Censor Street, Jew Man, Gazelli's, the whole thing. So when you speak about what is Peter Stephen, I'm always searching, but just someone who's been through it, been through the gruel of the 9 to 5 and having the option to do wrong, but maintaining what's right and trying to be a role model citizen in society, decade or not, moving forward. So I've done a lot. and this is interesting because I've never been on a format like this, but sidebar, I am a poet, a spoken word artist, so I kind of speak like that. From the struggles to the products, my mom threw me in the military, and I was in the Navy 4 years, and the first time I got in the military, they said, either you're going to complete the contract or you not. And then I just remembered, I just flew in from the project. So I got to deal with it. And the problems I had in the military because I was called the N-word. I know what you meant. I took that to the heart. You know what I mean? So military, through the process, the VA found I had some disability, so they do their part, and I'm a disabled veteran. But then from there, I was in the Navy, on the ship, and it was like, this dude was like, DeVry is an exciting place, this and that, but I had to fail because it was too hard. So for some odd reason, I had this thing, I'm going to go to DeVry and pass it. But there wasn't hate, it was just that I always thought real high of it. I mean, he told me some stuff, so I got a degree in computer information systems. You know what I mean? So that's my college level, you know what I'm saying? And then from there now it's mental wellness because the VA helped me get a degree, a bachelor's degree in social work, which was my choice because, I kind of was making it in corporate America, not big dollars, but at an assistant level. So when I got this job interview a pay increase interview one time, they was like, so why should we hire you? And my boss, she said, in the whole time I ever been in 23 years, and you talk about $1 million stuff, 575 Madison Avenue type stuff. She said, nobody's ever complained about it. And that's millions of dollars right there. We're talking about Douglas Ellerby and William B. May and all that stuff. So I was like, I could deal with people because these people here making money ain't complaining about me. You know what I mean? So then I went and got my degree, but my degree is what this is all about and where my passion comes from because it's a combination of the hood. You know what I'm saying? I said back in the days we was hoodlums. You know what I mean? Graffiti and all this on the trains, yards, skate key once again, 125th Street, but with that all being said, the degree in social work made sense because I'm a culmination of a lot of experiences. So with that, because I'm a father, I have a responsibility to go through mental wellness. And I have a company that I'm, here to talk about. So that's generally me in a nutshell. And I know I'm long-winded with that, but it's kind of like more like nerves. Because I don't do it.
I wish I would have said a little bit more, but yeah. No, that was perfect, man.
More about
that was perfect. That was perfect. Salute, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you for coming through, Peter. That's dope. What is the company called?
Thank you for asking. Life on Life Terms. You could Google it.
Oh,
yeah, Life on Life Terms.
That's a dope name, actually. That's real. Life does happen on life terms, so you gotta be able to deal with it on life terms. That's dope, man. Make sure you guys go check.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
At least what I can. I don't know.
What are you gonna say about yourself that you were missing?
Oh, say it again. I'm sorry.
So, what were you saying about yourself, Finch, that you were missing? You felt missing.
Oh no, I didn't feel like I missed anything. That was great right there. I was just telling them that was great.
Yeah.
Yep. That was awesome.
This is really cool. Like, we all shoot videos. This is lit. We got all 3 videographers in the house. So
it's amazing.
Show.
I use Adobe Premiere. That's pretty much. I'm sorry to interject. I was using another one. I forgot the name of it, but it was like you just pay and it's there. Forgot the name of it. But I was using a little bit. Yeah, no, it was really a very third party kind of, I don't even know. But I was using it. It had I used it because I read reviews, comments on it, and they said it was pretty good, so I was using it. But when I went to Adobe, it's home. Because you know what Adobe does? And I'm not Adobe, I'm not Adobe pushing it or giving it a plug. It gives you nothing, and you just got to create. That's just like, I guess that's all editing programs, but to me, Adobe gives you nothing, and you have to create. That is so earning when you actually produce something. So yeah, from a videographer perspective, yeah. How do you take on that? Like whatever programs y'all use.
I use Premiere Pro. I started off with Final Cut Pro, and to be honest, you know, let's be honest. So I've been filming for probably about 7 years, 6-7 years.
Congratulations.
My first 4 or 5 years, I would say I pirated Final Cut Pro. I stole it. I didn't have the money to buy it, so I went on, got it, and I was using that one with no updates for years.
That was the problem, right? No updates.
I had no
a
updates.
list going around. We
What
all
you
know.
get? Yeah. So then, you know, yeah. So right now, you know, I'm using Premiere Pro for all my edits, and I love it. I love it. I don't see, you know, only thing I would ever switch to is Final Cut Pro. It's those two for basic video editing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm an Adobe girl myself. I like Adobe too. I like it just linked together. Like I do graphics and stuff too. So like I can I can go into After Effects and do some dope ass graphic and link it right to my music video. It's lit. I love it.
That's dope. You do After Effects? I'm straight basic. Yeah, I don't know. I'm straight basic. I mean, I do, but not like that. I do. I'm so interject. I do motion array though as a third party. I use those graphics.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
I mean, that's cheaty, right? Because you do professional. You really, right? You create. I ain't got the skills like you.
I didn't have it either. I didn't have the skill either. I taught myself. I mean, we never have the skill. It's just about if you want to learn it or not. You know what I mean? If it's something for you, it's not for you. If it's easier for you, if you just enjoy doing how you do it, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's the cool thing about being an artist is that we each see things differently. We each have our own art. Like we each have our own way of doing things. Like none of us is going to do, we could each, all three of us shoot the same exact video and you're going to come with 3 totally different videos, looking totally different with totally different effects and totally different appeal to it, which is dope. That's the beauty of it. There's nothing wrong with how you do things.
Not at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But that's all depends. Like for artists, there's so much. Like, do you think we carry responsibility with our final product, or it's just I'm an artist and there's no like responsibility? Like we're just so free to think. Our expression is so abstract to the common person that we forget them in the process, maybe.
I think that is the responsibility, though. Like that's that we have a responsibility to show the world other forms of beauty and other perspectives of things. For example, like, you know, look at how videographers use emotion and different lighting and all the different things to just make a piece of art. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether it's something that's commercial or even something that's creative, like we get to do with video, you know, music videos, and like you get to do with closed circuit TV. Like that's dope. Like I don't know, man. I love it.
You like it. You get it. You like it. That's dope. Me too. Yeah, it is dope. It is dope. Like,
art, period. Like I just love art, period, and I love artists. Like I don't know, I'm a creative mind and I love being around creative people.
One thing I like about it is you can never stop learning with it. You know, there's never a point where you're like, oh, I know it all. I can do it all. There's no point of that, and that's what made me fall in love with it, because I love learning. You know, I rather learn something than just pretend I know it all day. You know what I mean? For me, that's why I fell in love with it. So I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I like to learn too.
Man, it's when you learn a effect or how to do something, it's like worth money. You know, it's like it just feels good. I don't know if you guys have experienced it lately, but you know, I was at a point where I tried to learn at least one thing a day.
That's a good
common. It can just be the most common thing ever. It could be a hotkey.
That's dope.
That I wasn't using. hotkey that I wasn't using. Oh, B blade. Oh, perfect. That saves me that much time, because us as editors, like time is everything, because we're always editing something. There's always something to do, especially with social media. If you run your social media right, you always got something to do. I've never been bored, like, since I started this. I've never been bored. I've never been like, oh, I'm bored. Like, why? You got something to do. You always got something to do.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm in a relationship, by the way.
Heck yeah.
No, because you say you always got something to do. That's tough with a relationship.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. That's tough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's it. They're pretty much non-existent. It's kind of. If
I'm
you,
in a relationship, by the way. I'm in a relationship, by the way. Can I chew gum out here? Like, this is, I just see this back. I was like, what did you know? Is it like professionally ethical and all that?
chew gum while I'm in
I
a.
think I read you're never supposed to chew gum in an interview. This look real good.
I'm drinking. Yeah, never mind.
I'm in a relationship. My relationship is with my camera and my computer. That's my
okay. My fault.
computer. I have like a three-way going with my camera and my computer.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Definitely. Man, so it's great to have you guys here. I appreciate you both. Let's get into some of these topics. Peter Stephen brought some really dope topics, and I think it's important in our society. On the Juice, we've been talking a lot about mental health lately, and I think it's good because it's crazy that happened. I didn't anticipate it to be so, but I think it's important because mental health doesn't get talked about enough, and I think that we've shoved it under the rug for long enough. We've been told not to feel, and it's been taboo to speak about, emotions and things that we've gone through and traumas, and healing has been taboo for so long. Like, we weren't taught to do these things. So I think it's really dope that finally we're having a voice to speak about things, and hopefully people can learn something and heal from it. So let's get into your topic, Peter. Tell me a little bit about what you were thinking when you brought this topic, anxiety, and how does society move forward as people from present day and social problems? Tell us.
Well, because as a disabled veteran, I've always had to assimilate back, and being in Italy and being, I was 2 years in Naples, Italy, and also being on a ship, it's different. It's just a change. Now keep in mind, that was about 20 years ago, right? But 94, maybe not 20 years ago, maybe less. Still, you get structured. I came from the projects. If you live, it couldn't be the projects, could have been the complexes, wherever you live where you knew it was rough, rat roaches and all this and that. I come from there, and I go into the military, and they reconstruct you, period. Either you complete the contract 4 years or you don't. So when I come back to the hood, at that point in my life was pivotal, because people, as they said, see me bettering myself, which leads to some other topic, or I'm more walking stiff. You feel what I'm saying? You ever see somebody come out of boot camp and all that, experience that, they got that. But ever since then, even in the projects and this and that, it was never the same. So that carries stresses and anxiety that over a period of lifetime, I never really had nobody really talk about that, because people real. People ain't about that. They ain't trying to hear all that. You weak as a man, blah, blah, blah. I'm Puerto Rican, blah, blah, blah. Not that that means anything negative, but I'm just saying, the communication is rough. So that was what I was thinking and coming into talking about it from the jump start.
So how do you think, like, as a society, we can move forward and deal with things like anxiety and other mental health situations?
What you said. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought you were telling me. I apologize.
Oh, who are you asking? I'm sorry.
I'm just asking the question.
Oh, go ahead.
Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, me, like, as far as mental health issues, one of my big things, I mean, it's really important. It is. And I think it starts with, it might sound a little crazy, but, like, I think a lot of it starts with the parents. So a lot of parents, they never want to believe that it could be their kid. No one wants to believe that it could be their kid. Their kid is perfect. You know, nobody else is perfect. My kid is perfect. Or, you know, I'm just hypotheticals. And with that being said, they skip past like the stages in their life where they should be getting these tests to find out if they do have some of these disabilities. Because keep in mind, from the age of 0 to 16, the kid was perfect.
Right.
And now some tests and some things that should have been happening with that kid should have happened. It didn't happen because of it. So we skipped through those times. So now let's fast forward a little bit. Now we have 20-something, 30-something, 40-something-year-old men and women out here that should have got testing, and possibly, you know, I'm not even really big on medicine, but I really feel if I really truly needed it, I would take it. You know, and I'm not big on medicine. I'm not your guy that's going to take an Advil or a Tylenol or none of that. Like, it's got to be pretty bad if I'm popping a pill in my mouth, unless it's a vitamin, you know. But anyways, back to the point is that, now we have those people with disabilities and all these things, and now they're here in our face. And the parents let them go, and now you gotta walk past these people that could have got help when they were 5 years old. You know, and I think you know, a lot of that's a trickle down effect. That has to do with systematic racism. That also has to do with poverty and all those other things. So there's a lot of things that go into that question. You know what I mean? So I totally agree with you. It's very important, but I think how we can move forward is, and I kind of want to repeat it, is as parents at a young age.
That's a good start, but unfortunately, a lot of times the parents are the ones causing the trauma that causes these mental in the first place. I mean, not in the first place. They may have already had a mental illness and it could make it worse, or they can create mental illness through these traumas.
Someone's got to be the adult somewhere.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
Government's not going to come and help you teach your kids and do the things that should be happening. At least I don't want the government to do that with my kids. I want to be held responsible for all actions that are going on in this house. So I personally don't want that. So for the parents that are bringing those traumas and stuff to the kid, shame on them.
Yeah. Oh, facts. No, definitely facts.
Shame on them. That's where it starts for me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is the case a lot of times, though. And so we do have adults now walking around with trauma that maybe they don't even realize they have. And that's what people need to realize, is a lot of these things that you think, all these problems that you keep happening to you, and motherfuckers keep having you fucked up, and when you notice that that's going on in your life, you have to step back then and go, hold on, wait a second, what's going on? Because there's something causing that. You are attracting that negative to you. You're attracting to you because of some reason or another, whether it be your mindset, whether it be some traumas that you need to heal. You got healing to do, man.
Yeah, no. Sade said you're not right within in her song Skin. I felt that, because look what we go through. Even me, my mom used to beat me like a, this and that. I mean, I was a bad kid, I get it, nothing too crazy. But to you, Miss Waters, Melody, how they call you?
Melody.
Melody. Environmental factors. I am a product of my environment. I got my nose is itching. I like what that. But how about I'm a product of my environment? The environment don't play, because it was rough. They gave me a wedgie and hung me on a fence one time. And that hung me on a fence with a wedgie.
Trauma. That's trauma.
But
for real.
Let me play devil's advocate.
I can avoid it. It's too many of them. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'll let you guys finish. Let me play devil's advocate here, because someone's got to do it.
Thank you.
I personally believe that those whoopings are helpful. You getting that wedgie, I think it molded you as a man. I think, I got whooped too. I got whooped. And it only had to happen a couple of times where I was like,
Real talk.
yeah, my mom is not playing games. So guess who I'm not going to play games with in this world? My mom or my dad that whooped me. You know, yeah, that's the last person, you know what I mean? Because like my mom used to always say, you know, or my grandma used to always say, like, I rather whoop you than have the police out here whooping you, or the real world out here whooping you, or society out here whooping you. I rather get a whooping from my mom or my grandma, you know, because I thank them now. Because now when I go outside, I'm not like, I'm positive. You know, my energy around me is positive. Like for someone to whoop me, they're gonna just have to just be on bullshit.
That makes sense, though. That makes sense.
They gotta be on bullshit.
Yeah. It's not really. I don't even think I'm sorry. I don't even think a matter of devil's advocate. I think the truth, because I got closure. My closure was my mother telling me, as an adult, she said the reason why I hit you was because you were a bad kid, and also she didn't go there. She said the reason why I hit you because I had 2 jobs. Your father wasn't really providing, and I had to maintain. It was too much. So I guess perfection or whatever she expected, that was her reason. To me, that was closure. Because how many parents be giving that from their perspective on why they did it? Not necessarily because you'll hear from a parent, and I'm just throwing it out there, you were a bad kid, that's why I whipped your ass, right? But on the back end, whereas us as parents tell the child, I was wrong, and this is why. The 2-step process. Feel it. You know what I mean? Don't just say it. Blanket statement. That's just the child needs nourishment. As a child, you need nourishment. So nourishment don't necessarily need to come as pretty princess skipping around the meadow. Is tell me what's up. Where was your issue at? And you understand. Not necessarily because you feel the pain, but because you explaining and understanding the wrongs you were doing. Therefore, we stronger. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So I'm a firm believer on upbringings like that. I think we got away from that. So now we got 20, 30, 40-year-olds walking around here, and now I had to get my Second Amendment on because of this.
So thank you. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Yeah, please. Thank you.
Oh, I would like to ask the question about a bad child. Are children born bad innately, or do you think that comes with how they were raised and what they were allowed to think was okay?
Oh, you want me to answer that?
Yeah, I'm
it's a general.
I think sometimes it could just happen. It's like, it's like a dog. Sometimes you can get a dog that's aggressive. I've had dogs. People are like, man, you trained your dogs like that? And I'm like, nah, I didn't at all. But I didn't stop him from letting him know that aggression was bad. So I kind of did train him that he was bad. But honestly, he was just born with some aggression. So I think, just like a lot of things, just, I think things can play a part, but, you're born with it, like the controversial one, some people say you're born gay,
Yeah.
I don't even want to speak on that, get my opinion on that, but you know what I mean? Like some people really believe that you're 0 years old and you're gay. Society had nothing to play with it, being your surroundings, like, yeah. Salute to everything. No, like I have no problem with being born gay. I just want to say that people that I have no problem with gays. I do not. No, nothing. No problem.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, like you said,
put
this
that out
video
there.
was reviewed after the fact, so being forgive. If you say something bad, if he had said something that offended somebody, or me, or you, can we not forgive and say, yeah, I effed up, and that doesn't mean that the quality and content of my life is not stay in this moment right here because I admitted something so egregious. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that justifies it, I'm just saying that, can we not understand that you can forgive? Monday it'll be, you know, but I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. It's the temperament decided today. Sorry about that.
A lot of times the problem is that we don't like just accept people for who they are, where they are. Like, for example, what I mean by that is like, you think and feel off your experiences. So things that people say or think or feel are off their experiences in life, things that they've gone through in life. My opinion of both of you gentlemen is solely based on me. It has nothing really to do with you. It's my experiences. It's me. My opinion is mine only, because somebody else who meets both of you gentlemen is going to have a totally different opinion about you.
What's up?
Based off of their experiences. So each person, like when we speak off of who we are today at that moment, the experiences that have brought us to who we are at that moment. Does that mean that we don't grow or change our mind later? I might change my fucking mind 10 minutes from now because one of you may say something that changes my perspective. Do you see what I'm saying? So why can't we just accept people for who they are right now at that moment?
What's up?
You know, shit. Sometimes we fuck up. We say stupid shit. Sometimes we say things we didn't necessarily mean it to be how it sounded, you know, gets misconstrued. Sometimes we don't use the right words. Like, so it might not be like I said, what it sounded. It's not what
I agree with both of you, but that's how society works. If I mess up and say the wrong thing, that can be it.
He was actually that way. He was saying that in your favor because of what you said.
No, I agree with both of you guys.
I'm following along, so if I lose myself, I'm with it. This is new to me.
I know he was doing it in my favor.
Yeah.
But the thing is I agree. But you do really got to be careful, because what you can say, like me talking about it could be,
can be offensive, but that's okay. So
it's the same thing with it's the same thing. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. It's the same thing with white people having to tiptoe around about racial issues. They got to tiptoe. I can storm in a room because I'm black. White people, they really got to be really careful about how they word things, or you will be a racist. Like,
but this is, I'm sorry to interject, but this is the levels of what you're initiating. I'm not pulling away from the issue, but this is the levels of what you asked me about anxiety. You see the levels, it's not that we went on a tangent. In general, different topics, but these are the levels of stress and anxiety that we deal with. And as an African-American man, a black man, an African man, we already know we can go in so many different directions. We're here to learn, because these are what you're feeling. You see what I'm saying? It's what you're feeling. Got to respect it for whatever, and learn, but not necessarily attack. And that's when we get into, like, when you say white woman, well, then what about black men? What else? You see what I'm saying? But then it gets all the way back into maintaining, I guess, where you at and how you maintain your anxiety and how you doing. That's nobody perfect. Nobody perfect. So I'm just saying, come back to anxiety and bringing that back to your question to me about, bringing something to the table.
I wonder if, like, do you think that society creates, the social constraints? Do you think that type of stuff creates anxiety in people?
Sure. And sorry to overtalk, but on Facebook, I write under my name, I'm a social deconstructionist. Because in my heart, no matter where we go with doing the stinky leg or, doing, talking about Karen or whatever it is, the conversation, or, whatever the ethnicity or whatever it is, there are people left out, period. We don't know about them, they don't talk. And that must be a hard life to live, maybe not, but to not feel accepted and acceptance of things like that. I think society is majority socially constructed, and it's just not fair. I'm not saying that life shouldn't be fair, But there's that group of people. How would you feel if you was done? Because you keeping it real. You keeping it real. You keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? And that right there is like, if you're not down, because you can't, let's kill it. If you're not down because you can't dance, out my face, you can't even come to the club. Why would you come to a club? Why would you come to a social gathering? Because you can't do it. This is where I am. I was just saying, it's something level. But in anxiety, you know, dealing with that, there's a lot of difference in how people feel. Because of it, a lot, maybe acceptance is one, you know? So that was, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. They get deep like that. I care about people who are not accepting, people who don't have a voice and all that. It just must suck. It must suck. It must suck, period. Your dress is ugly. You suck in my mind because I'm going to show you in my behaviors. But, you know, that goes to different levels.
My dress cute in the motherfucker, first off.
I'm just saying, people could say it sucks, but then they could attack you by negative comments. They could attack you. I have a wisdom. All you're doing is trying to prosper. I respect you because look what you're trying to do about women in society today, talking about this type of stuff, keeping it real. Much respect. And you open the door for anything. So much respect and keep on and prosper. For real. That's some tough moves you're doing.
I'm a tough chick. So yeah, you got to do what you got to do in this world to survive. And I definitely, I was built for this. So it's okay. I have noticed though lately on Facebook, I've been seeing people talking more about their own like mental health though. And I've seen a lot of people saying, you know, like that they're going through a tough time right now. And I know a lot of people maybe are locked in their house. Some people aren't working still, you know, things like that. Money's probably tight in some ways, you know.
It's crazy.
That you know, people are really going through it is my point behind that.
Sure.
People are going through it. People are confused. People are scared. People are panicking. There's a lot of mental health just discombobulation and confusion going on right now, I think. And my heart just goes out to people because, you know, we all deal with our own stuff. We all have our own levels. And nobody's mentally fucking perfect. I promise you that. There's not a single motherfucker on this earth that is mentally sound and perfect. No, nobody. But we all have our own different levels of things that we go through, you know? So that's why I asked, like, what do you think about society and the pressure that it puts on people? I think people are going under a lot of pressure right now and that they need some outlets. I'm going to try to find a hotline or something number to put.
No. Man. Sorry, go ahead, bro.
To talk, you know what I mean? In this time.
Yeah, totally agreed. I think it's, again, I think the main thing is about, you know, I hate talking about stuff if I don't have a fix. Me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you'll probably hear me shut up if I don't have a fix or an opinion of a fix because it's bad. Man, this is a great topic because it is very bad. But,
and I have to interject, and I know that where I've been doing that, so instead of interrupt, I'm ready to interject. Yeah, I've been feeling bad, but what you said before, if you had a line. So what we are doing since 2017, we have a support group called. Now check this out. The whole thing about it is mental wellness. So technically, and I can give all the information. I'm gonna drop it. I mean, we really work hard for it. But a person could call in at the time we have prescribed and say, "I want to kill myself." We dead, and it's a group of individuals like us. You know what I mean? Just don't get no social workers, no this, no that. And we've been doing this since 2017 because it was a free conference call. And we was like, "Yo, the way this works." We don't have the podcast because the idea for me with the podcast, it's really hard to do a podcast with remote users, more than 4. We're talking about 6. We're talking about more that have some control. So that's an interesting aspect. And I've looked at all different type of services, but if you're going to do a support group style podcast that is so much needed where people can follow real issues, you need multiple users. Now, true enough, people, I'm talking from an audio perspective. I know you have Zoom and things like that, but not everybody, you know, when they're jogging or doing things, they just want to hear the audios, you know, same whole point from that. So from that perspective, we have a support group. It's every first and third Tuesday. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time of the month, every month, the first and third Tuesday. You just call the number, and I'll throw it in right now. It's 302-202-1108. That's 302-202-1108. And to join is just 738-556. 738-556. But it's free for an hour. We have a moderator. Her name is Daisy. And people just call. We go around, ask people how you feeling. We give them up to 6 minutes to speak because we got to spread it. It's only an hour. People are volunteering their time to just talk about whatever.
How much does it cost after that hour?
No, it's not that. It's an hour on the conference call. It's free total number. We just there for the hour. We in and we out, but at least we volunteered. It's 2 hours a month. We talk, but it could be more. But we start talking about what we talking about moving forward. I grew up in the hood, so that support system ain't necessarily what it should maybe be, and it can get real bad because growing up in the hood and taking it back. And when I say that, the project specifically, I was on my Hulk Hogan, Bruce Lee. I was just wild. I like you said earlier, when you're born, what you gravitate to. I gravitated to wrestling. And I mean, I just wrestle anybody. And my father, not my mother, because my mother had a force field around her, but I gravitated towards that. And within that, I probably pushed a lot of people away because I was mean, throwing gum in people's head, girl head, and things like that. That's survival, running in the projects. My mom's working, it's only me. And I live in a big building, so there's a lot of us. You know what I mean? I live in a big building, and there was a lot of buildings up there on Parkside growing up. And the thing was, as my friend Joseph Williams told me, we was going to the store and we was living just to survive. Because if the big dudes catch you, they give you Charlie horses, they beat you down. And it's to make you cry, but not to kill you. But we had the older people, we had us, we had the younger people. And a lot of that was, when I talk about support, is that because I probably pushed people away because I was trying to survive. So the support group number is there for everybody. And we just been doing it every first and third Tuesday, So I just wanted to segue that in. We are proactively addressing the issue. And there's other things we're doing, but, at this point it's under discussion and growth and development. So it's real mental wellness. I take it very real. I have a bachelor's degree in social work, so this is my life's work. I'm still furthering my I'm furthering what I went to school for. So that's what that is.
I feel it.
For real. With passion, like Busta Rhymes passion. I'm like that, when I'm chill today.
Hey, that's dope. That's what's up. I love that you do that. That's super lit, man. I love that. You're going to have to give me the number so that I can put it when you...
Sure. Thank you. And in our program, our video program every month, I got to produce episode 21, Life on Life Terms. We on EP21, it's a 1 hour show. We produce in BronxNet, it's in Manhattan Cable. We're now going to M24 Live TV, M24 Live TV on the internet. So I'm here to grow. And I'm also here to build. A lot of what I'm about is about building, using this time to build. What can we do? I'm a proactive type, and I'm up every morning at 7 a.m. trying to make things happen. But it's hard because the support ain't there, period. I don't care what anybody says, so I'll probably die in front of my laptop like this. What ain't there from the realest to the realest, because in the process of being professional, I have a company, I got an EIN number and all that stuff. It is a corporation, building, startup, this and that. You got to be professional. And within that professional, people don't have the characteristics to produce and be professional, to decorum, to manage themselves. The ability to say, yo, I'm good, I can't help you, they just disappear. You feel what I'm saying? So along them lines, it's hard doing what I'm doing. It's hard. But not to complain, just to say, if I had more support, more to get done. Why? You know what I mean? More to get done. But the people, I would say, and me growing up, besides how I was, the support ain't there, period. Support ain't there.
Yeah, I would say, it's real tough for people to support on volunteer work. that too. And then the other thing is, I mean, the whole support thing, that's a whole nother conversation. And, you know, in my honest opinion, like,
yeah, that's a huge conversation.
People really don't, people don't really like to get behind positive. See, I've been running my social media in a positive manner for 7-8 years.
Wow.
And just all positive, you know, usually all positive. Don't get me wrong, I'm human.
Yes, sir.
And I do have those take me back to the, you know,
you kind of big
the
too.
hood, to the hood. Yeah, I'm like 6'4", about 3.
Oh my God. I'm about to defend you.
Let's say your defense.
Smoke, okay, Orlando, we don't want no smoke.
No, not even. But you know, man, the support thing is tough because people really don't. It's tough for people to support positive. They rather support those comments and posts that are negative or bashing a significant other or bashing an ex or these baby moms this or these baby dads this. That's what they're supporting. And then once people put enough of those posts out, then they post their real stuff, and then they get a little bit more support than a person that's actually trying to help people and promote positive energy to people. You know, they rather support the bullshit. So that, man, I'm so sorry. That's crazy. People need to get behind that program that you got going on.
Can I ask you a question? Being 6'4", not that you've used it, has that helped you in face-to-face contact, belaying and I don't know where I'm going with that, but has that helped you in belaying a positive message in face-to-face contact? Because I don't feel what you're doing is at all wrong or anything. I'm just saying, do you think, what I'm trying to ask, do you use anything you can to ensure that the message must move forward? Because you got to not necessarily choose for a person, but you can feel you have a lot of goodness to offer.
Yeah, people randomly. I mean, not randomly, but people listen to me. You know, are you from Minnesota?
Sure. With much respect. No, I'm from the Bronx, New York.
Okay, yeah, people. You know, here people. I feel like people listen to me. I have a lot of little brothers, as I would say. You know, that I try to take under my wing. I can't financially feed everybody because in the whole grand scheme of things, with a lot of things we're talking about, in my belief, it's really financial position. I'm not saying that someone that isn't have money, you know, or good and all their bills paid and wealthy can't have disabilities. I'm not saying that they can't, or anxieties or stress. I'm not saying that they can't, because everyone has their stresses. But I'm a numbers guy, and their chance of having a stress of somebody, you know, let me rephrase that. The chance of someone living in poverty having stress and anxiety is a lot higher because of their surroundings.
Sure.
You know, if I'm good and I'm living out in suburb area with all my bills paid, a pool in the backyard, 3-car garage, all my cars work, all of them are foreign cars. Come on, man. I'm taking flights to Hawaii every month with family. We're all close. Mommy, daddy. Come on.
Nah, people who are well off kill themselves all the time.
Oh, I'm not saying that they don't, but I'm just saying that the percentage, like, they're not.
I would
Are there people living like that? You think? I'm saying that's how you live, or that's how
close.
Huh?
Oh, I feel you. No, I'm saying people living like that. That's good. Look, I'm happy for them. Who gets that opportunity? I hope they are also maybe being a little bit civic minded too, to add to all that goodness. Because hey, you want to work towards something, and if you reaching your goals, I ain't mad, or not you, but the general person. I'm not mad. It's good to hear that. Are there people living like that? You think? A lot of people.
Yeah.
Much respect. Okay, I'm not mad at them.
Oh yeah, let me get it straight. I'm not the one living like that.
Yeah, I mean, I
just want to correct that. Yeah, I'm not the one living like that. You know, I'm from the hood myself. You know, and I mean, you know, I feel like I kind of made it out of the hood, and I don't got to go back and live there.
Yeah, man.
The thing is that like I do, a lot of my friends, you know, once I started going to private schools up in high school, you know, not private schools but suburb schools, a lot of my close friends were Jewish and Russian. You know, those are some and white. And it honestly, it made me look at life a lot different. What I thought was balling back in some nice shoes and my nice pen, like I was seeing a different type of wealth. And honestly, I got addicted to it. And me, I'm a sponge. So if you put me around,
bringing it back. Sorry to interject, my brother, but bringing it back. Do you see the number game on the back end? Because the only reason I said I didn't want to go too far on the back end of where you came from. Do you see that number game and how disproportionate it may be from a policy standpoint or a
all of it,
controller standpoint? Do you look back on that end? Because you're looking forward where you've been.
Always.
You know, look, and just you know, not to say you, not to judge you, but how does that look looking back? You're more wise and smart than that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But you know, I look back at where I've been and where I came from, and I'm always, you know, I do volunteer stuff. I'm just not one to post it on social media. Me, I don't. You know, so I'll donate food and make food for the homeless. And when we had our tent city, I went down with 2 other women, and I had my protection there with me, and we handed out food. I'm all with it, but I'm a big fan of getting out. You know, I'm a big fan of getting out if you can. You know,
why do you think people stay in?
Because I think when you get used to something, it's easier to get sucked in. So if I'm hanging out with gangbangers every day, and don't get me wrong, I might not be a gangbanger, but guess what? Eventually, I'm gonna be a Crip, because these are my guys, and these guys are the ones that got my back. So I'm hanging around these dudes every day. Why not? I'll be a Blood. I'll be a Crip. I'll be a Folks. I get it. I get it. That's why But I'm a firm believer in growth, man. Being a sponge and listening and listening to wise people and passing on the information. That's all I'm here for. You know what I mean? Like I just try to pass on the information that people told me that we're on different levels, you know.
The reason that people stay in situations like that, even as adults, when they got the opportunity to gain knowledge and do other things, is because their mindset is broke. And I'm not talking about money wise. I mean, the mindset of the way that they view things is broken. They don't even realize sometimes, I think, that they're thinking the way that they're thinking, that they're bringing these things onto themselves. That goes back to what I was talking about earlier with energy and why people have so much drama and negativity around them, is because they're bringing that onto themselves and they don't even realize it.
And don't get me wrong, sometimes it could just be brought onto you. Sometimes you can be a kid that's 5 years old, and your aunties and your cousins is coming over to the house and they all got that negative energy. And that's just what you've experienced. Right. You know, like my family wasn't like that, but I knew a lot of families that were. Like almost every other day, cousins were over there. Little nieces and nephews were over there. So it was like,
And a lot of times, that's why a lot of times, even as adults, people don't see that they don't even see outside of that, because that's what they've always known. And so it's not even like, they don't even know to think outside of that.
Totally agreed.
To you, once it's shown.
How about ignorance, though? I'm sorry, how about ignorance? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing my shit is on. So my thing is on. How about ignorance? Does ignorance factor into what y'all talking about?
Ignorance. The ignorance is just, either not knowing or knowing and not utilizing is ignorance. So
not having the right leader around you.
Right. They didn't have guidance from beginning. So
everyone needs. I'm sorry.
No, that was it.
Right.
Just
okay.
Just going with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is my belief. I think everyone needs a leader / mentor by their side, to the right one that's going to guide them, because not everyone's born a leader. Let's be honest. Everyone walks around here, I'm a leader, but not everyone's born a leader, and leaders learn from other leaders, so if
easier said than done to be a leader.
Oh, way easier said than done.
Yo, man, you got size, so does that make you a natural leader? Or no, make you responsible more, not more responsible, make you like you have to be a leader because you have natural size. They look towards you.
true. I agree with you. But I totally agree with you. And I haven't, I don't think even touched on the humanitarian things that I want to do yet, because I haven't fully put myself in a position yet. So I think once I fully put myself in a position where I'm eating good and my family's eating good, then I can touch on more humanitarian things that I really want to see done. You know, because I really think it's about, you know, my big thing is about financials, financial mindset. Like I'm big on that. I'm big on that.
Yeah, that's a big thing, a big topic that we don't talk a lot about too, is proper finances and whatnot.
Yeah, because I've been in a situation where, you know, I've been in situations where I couldn't afford a sandwich to eat, and I've been in situations where I could afford 100 sandwiches. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you which one felt really worse. Which one put me in a mindset where I was going to do some stuff that was possibly going to get me locked up. And I don't want to incriminate myself. Maybe I did do some stuff to risk me getting locked up because I was in a screwed up situation and I couldn't even afford anything. I couldn't even afford to eat. So it's a trickle down effect. And and my firm belief is it has a lot to do with financials.
And that's interesting because would you say the inner city and financial literacy, just people in general, financial literacy, that's like a plague or a disease? I mean, from your perspective, you're a numbers man, as you say. So financial literacy, to balance a checkbook at the beginning, I didn't understand the concept. I never got it, so I don't know how I did it. But those doing a monthly budget, things like that. And this is also an aspect about moving forward. So I feel that just whoever's looking or whatever, I feel we're still on point because there were two topics I brought, which was society and how to move forward in society. This is all interrelated, in my opinion, from what I'm hearing. So what would you say for financial literacy? How does that get implemented to, I only got $5 to smoke a blunt?
Yeah. Well, first things first, they don't teach it in schools. Sure. So that's one of the big things for me is they're not learning it in schools. And then the other thing is, here we go back to the parents again. Sure. We have to teach that as to our kids. We have to teach them, hey, look, trust me, I want to get you the thing that costs $26, but you have $10.
Yeah, I'm a dad.
How many more dollars do you have to earn to get $26? You got $10. You need 16. Okay, so what you should be asking me is how can I make $16?
Nice, sir. Wow.
So it teaches them the value of the dollar. I'm big on teaching the value of the dollar. And you've done that before? You've done that before? You made somebody earn that? That's how I was raised. That's how I was raised.
You have an example for you?
My mom didn't. My mom. I'm sorry. My mom wouldn't even get me a king size Snickers just because I wanted it. Something had to be done. Something had to be done. I can go talk to my mom right now, and hey, mom, let me borrow $500. She's gonna either want services or she's gonna want that $500 back. I love her to death, but she'll give it to you. But it's gonna have to come back.
My mom's 74. I love mom. Mom's the best.
Yeah, that's it.
Not all moms are the best.
Yeah, all moms are the best. The old school moms. See, I think, I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off, but I feel like the old school moms were a lot better than these new age moms that are coming out. Nothing against, I'm sorry, Melody. If I know you're a newer age mom, but I'm saying like your mother, like the values and stuff like that were a little bit different than what these new 2020 values that these mothers are teaching these children. We're letting these kids, hold on, listen, really quick, I'm sorry. We're letting these kids walk around like they're the shit. They own the house. You know what I mean? They're storming around like, that's crazy. That would never happen in my time. You didn't have a shot. You always knew you were the kid in my house. You're a kid. And that's Mama Bear, and that's Papa Bear, and whoever the hell, and that's Grand Nana Bear, whatever you called it in your house. So, yep.
Abuela, Spanish, the grandmother, abuela, tia. You know,
Yep.
basically my mother-in-law, so.
What were you gonna say, Melody?
I was gonna say I'm like not a super new age mom.
No, but you
Grown, but like, you know, I did raise my kids a little different than I was raised, but it's actually some of the thing. I'm not perfect by any means, obviously.
no one is.
But like some of the things that happened to me as a child, I was not gonna allow to happen to my son. Do you see what I'm saying? Or my kids, any of my kids. And so like my youngest right now, he's 15, and I make him earn money for the things that he wants. So anything that he wants, he has to either do chores and he'll come ask me if he wants something. Mom, how can I get $10? How can I make $10? He doesn't always like the answer. And sometimes he opts out, and that's okay. You didn't want it that bad then, did you? But he also doesn't just get it because now I do buy king size candy bars just because my fat ass likes some king size.
Get your king size on.
Hey, that was a treat when I was growing up. If you got a king size candy bar, that was a good night.
Orlando, I know what you mean though, because when we were kids, first of all, king size candy bars were new. That was a new. They didn't out when we were kids. Like king size candy bars weren't just around, and they were more expensive.
Facts.
You could even get a candy bar. I remember candy bars when we were kids, guys, were like 40 cents or 30 cents.
Yeah, real.
53 cents for a Snickers.
And shit.
No, you're right though. You're right though. I ain't even asked. I ain't even asked.
I didn't even ask. I didn't either. My my brother was the one bold enough to ask, but he was the one that was spoiled too. And so if he got a candy bar, then I kind of got one out of default, you know?
So and like going to McDonald's was a treat. That was like now kids it's like, oh, I expect it.
Oh, yuck. And
I expect
it was on the way home for me every day coming from school. McDonald's is right there. All the kids go get their apple pies. I was like, it's like
kids. Man, those arches, they know what they're doing with that branding. They know exactly what they're doing with that branding. Those arches.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Those yellow lit up arches. No one can say they haven't ate McDonald's. Nobody.
They add the Happy Meal and then they added the playgrounds.
Nobody can say they haven't ate it. It's
wow,
rare.
What a hook. The playground was a hook. I never thought of it like that. I mean, it's obvious, but I never thought of it like that.
You know, you get the Happy Meal with the little toy and shit. Oh, they had you. And then they started adding playgrounds. It was game over.
Game over. Game over. Wow. And I've been a playground.
Oh, yeah. I played in it.
Over.
But I ended up finding out, having children, that you can actually bring your kids into the playground and McDonald's doesn't really say anything to you, but you eventually end up buying some shit anyways. I mean,
yeah, they want to break because everybody having a little hamburger and stuff like that.
Mom, let me get a nugget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They want an ice cream or something. You're gonna get something. You're gonna get thirsty from running around. Something.
But from a health perspective, ain't that killing our children too?
It's trash.
Yes.
I don't eat that shit or feed my children that shit.
I stopped. To be honest, I did stop.
I'm
taking myself, but I did stop.
I can't say I never have now. Not saying I never have, but I've learned that it's not good. Every once in a while, I do still eat some bullshit, but it's so super fucking rare. Like, I just don't. Yeah.
No, me, I eat bullshit, and I'm trying to work on eating better and eating more greener things and being more healthier. It's a really tough thing, but it's something I'm trying to, and put the gym back in my life.
Congratulations, that's a big step.
Oh no, just trying.
That's a step. Acknowledge it. You can't live on
I'm trying.
Acknowledge it. A big step.
I'm trying, and then eating better because man, I think with all yeah.
Yeah, well, positive vibes to you because, once you start doing that, I think you'll feel amazing. That's the thing about eating healthy is we're so conditioned to eat like the things that we grew up with or things that bring us like emotional, they have emotional ties to them and stuff like that. We have a tendency to eat things that make us feel good because it was something our mom cooked or something that we just really enjoy for whatever reason. And it necessarily isn't always necessarily good for us or what we should be eating. But so once you start Orlando, putting those good things into your body and you start feeling good and you're going back to the gym like you said you want to do, I think that you'll kind of stay on that path and you'll feel really good. So I send you positive vibes for that.
Get the vibes on. That's real. That's a big step. She may have helped you. She may have helped you. That's what's up.
Thank you.
You.
Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure. And we all have to. Oh, you know, we all fall off track. I'm not perfect, but I eat nothing all day sometimes, and that's not good either. So,
do your video presentation or your film presentations reflect your values? Both of y'all can take it however you want. Your video, what you put out in the world, your video production. No, not over there. I gotta give my daughter a lighter. Can I go back? I have to give my daughter a lighter. While y'all think about that question, I gotta give my daughter a lighter. I'll be right back. Sorry, I'm breaking production. I'll be right back.
I need to grab some too. Hold on.
Wow. He said, let me give you a topic. Okay, we're gonna take a little music break. We'll be right back after this.
Look, same time, same place.
Get to the money.
I've been working every day.
Get to the money.
Had to make a better way.
Get to the money.
Always have what it takes.
Get to the money.
Move at my own pace, so I
get to the money.
No time, can't wait, so I
get to the money.
Everybody getting paid, say
get to the money. Get one time.
First off, get to the money. Keep a hustle, being broke really ain't funny. That's a buck. And I like to laugh, my nigga. So make sure you bring cash, my nigga. The past and present and future. And I like to drive, y'all in neutral. Motivate and navigate. Nothing but the usual, confusing though. Most of these niggas, they lack goals. It's now foes. No time for the bullshit. I gotta go, nigga. Stack your bread and count twice. If you want a feature, gotta say the right price. Niggas in the dark, all spark, I'm the light. People do me wrong, but I spit so nice. Sacrifice when I roll the dice. I'm next up, took a different flight. I skate vert, call it half pipe. No time for waiting, the conversation's about Yare. Spitting all truth, never sorry. I'm just trying to get it how I live it, that's real. Keep on keeping on till I get a deal. Niggas throwing shade, give a fuck how you feel. Confidence is key like a G, keep it real. So feel the bass, the ground will shake when I speak. Everything I find y'all see. Everything I take y'all keep. Get to the bag, never sad when you paid all week. Either way, same time, same place.
Get to the money.
I've been working every day.
Get to the money.
Had to make a better way.
Get to the money.
Always had what it takes.
Get to the money.
Move at my own pace, so I
get to the money.
No time, can't wait, so I
get to the money.
Everybody getting paid, say
get to the money. Get to the money.
Next step, focus on the bag. Quiet with the hustle, never boast, never brag. Never talk shit, any snitch I dismiss. But when it comes to music shit, I got the gift to gab, nigga, hold on. Let me talk my shit before I go home. Some talk down, not around, nigga, so long. When you got a profit, then you gotta find the average. Then you lower costs like a motherfucking savage, nigga. Stack your bread and count twice. If you want a feature, gotta say the right price. Niggas in the dark, all spark, I'm the light. People do me wrong, but I spit so nice. Sacrifice when I roll the dice. I'm next up, took a different flight. I skate vert, call it half pipe. No time for waiting, the conversation's about Yare. Spitting all truth, never sorry. I'm just trying to get it how I live it, that's real. Keep on keeping on till I get a deal. Niggas throwing shade, give a fuck how you feel. Confidence is key like a G, keep it real. So feel the bass, the ground will shake when I speak. Everything I find y'all see. Everything I take y'all keep. Get to the bag, never sad when you paid all week. Either way, same time, same place.
Get to the money.
I've been working every day.
Get to the money.
Had to make a better way.
Get to the money.
Always had what it takes.
Get to the money.
Move at my own pace, so I
get to the money.
No time, can't wait, so I
get to the money.
Everybody getting paid, say
get to the money. Get to the money.
Last step really is the first. Organize yourself, never lower self-worth. Since birth, I was a king in the making. Humble on the come up, steady working, steady saving. So I hit the pavement. Always kept work, and I did it in the dirt. Ready, never heavy, like confetti in the Chevy. Kept the wheels steady, moving like Mario Andretti. My nigga, we gotta stack your bread and count twice. If you want a feature, gotta say the right price. Niggas in the dark, all spark, I'm the light. People do me wrong, but I spit so nice. Sacrifice when I roll the dice. I'm next up, took a different flight. I skate vert, call it half pipe. No time for waiting, the conversation conversations about Yare. Spitting all truth, never sorry. I'm just trying to get it how I live it, that's real. Keep on keeping on till I get a deal. Niggas throwing shade, give a fuck how you feel. Confidence is key like a G, keep it real, so feel the bass. Ground will shake when I speak. Everything I find, y'all seek. Everything I take, y'all keep. Get to the bag, never sad when you paid all week. Either way, same time, same place.
Get to the money.
I've been working every day.
Get to the money.
Had to make a better way.
Get to the money.
Always had what it takes.
Get to the money.
Move at my own pace, so I
Get to the money.
no time, can't wait, so I
Get to the money.
everybody getting paid, say
Get to the money. Get me like count it up.
Add, subtract, multiply,
Count
divide.
it up. Count it up. One time. Get me like
Add, subtract, multiply, divide.
count it up. One time. Get me like
Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. 57, 51 pounds in the attic, song they call we bag it. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. Days in the trap, 95 North trying to work for those straps. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. Hustle 24/7, 365,000, 8 grand when you live. Let me tell you what I did. 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 Hustle 24/7, 365,000, 8 grand when you live. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. I found me a real plug. Told me I get him cheaper. All I gotta do is meet him. Code numbers all reefer. Got plans to be in multi. You either eat or you gon' die. But when they make the plug early, on 95 to 630. 50 P's in the trunk. Got your boy riding dirty. Around the gun like I'm Curtis. Fuck niggas make me nervous. Shit on niggas for a purpose. Fuck nigga, what's your purpose? Your hands ain't never been dirty. Fuck nigga, I can't trust you. Wrong move might cost you. With the white like a washer. And your bitch get good head. Definitely good posture. 10K VIP. Bottles come with the spark. You ain't never pop collars. I miss grandma collars. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. 57, 51 pounds in the attic, song they call we bag it. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. Days in the trap, 95 North trying to work for those straps. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. Hustle 24/7, 365,000, 8 grand when you live. Let me tell you what I did. 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 Got straight to the point. 10 years, same plug. I can order what I want. Miami Beach, Ocean View. I run it back like I'm Juice. Got a 4-way out of 2. Price cheap, so I flew. Clientele, yeah, that grew. I'm on fire like a fuse. Y'all born, I'm not amused. I run the game, no rules. Let me show you how it is. Y'all take a shot, but y'all miss. Let me hear, I insist. EBW took risks. You don't work, you don't eat. Plant the seeds you wanna reap. Shake that tree, rake them leaves. I'm blowing money, big meat. I paid my lawyer, so I'm free. Thank God for them peas. Lordy first, I must G's. Don't talk to rats about cheese. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. 57, 51 pounds in the attic, song they call we bag it. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. Days in the trap, 95 North trying to work for those straps. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. Hustle 24/7, 365,000, 8 grand when you live. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did.
Welcome back to the Juice, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed that music. Welcome back. So, Finch, you were going to go ahead and answer that question?
Yeah. No, mine doesn't. Mine doesn't. It's crazy. because like when I first started YouTube, you know, probably about 7 years ago, and not just YouTube, but I started making music videos, and at first I was denying videos that didn't have my same values. And then I thought, you know, and then I had a long thought process, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to shoot any videos.
Wow.
I'm going to have no work because people aren't going to have the same values as me. You know, I like to think of myself as a critical thinker. I like to put myself in everybody's shoes. I am one that is even put myself in Trump's shoes. I've put myself in a lot of people's shoes where people didn't like, you know what I mean? If that, you know, and I'm not saying I agree with the points, but I'm just saying I like to put myself in those shoes so I can understand it better without just hating because everyone else is hating. The cool thing is to hate that person, you know, and this gets deep and we don't got to put this one on the show is I was a Muammar Gaddafi follower. Okay, I don't know if you guys even know who Muammar Gaddafi is.
49.
What did you say?
I'm 49 years old. I experienced every type of political tyrant or non-tyrant.
Yep.
I don't
And
know him personally, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't know him personally. But I was a huge supporter and studied his ideologies. You know what I mean?
Personally, we went to kindergarten together.
Yeah, right. Anyways, yeah, I was like, "Bo, come on, that's a legend." Anyways,
but I do know who you're talking about. Yes, of course. Jeez.
Yeah, but once I'm probably a little bit younger than I probably look. I want to reveal my age out here, but I think. But anyways, back to the point. Once I seen that someone with great ideologies and trying to help his people got, how do I put it, had his history replaced with negativity enough to get killed, and not only get killed, but before get killed, turn all of America's, God, it's so hard to explain. I'm sorry, guys.
Take your time, man.
Yeah, turn all of America's opinions against him. And once I seen that, it really opened my eyes to a lot of things. Because all it takes is the media to change most people's mindsets. And that's what they did. And it was victorious. So ever since then, I always put myself in another person's shoes and try to hear out what they're truly saying. And that goes from everyone that people are saying is crazy, from the Kanye West to the Donald Trumps to, you know, another legend, you know, I call it a virtual mentor of mine, Dame Dash. You know, people threw him into the dirt, right? The media threw him into the dirt so hard that people thought he was a bad guy when he really had a lot of good information. So,
thank you for sharing.
Yeah. And I kind of let off on that a lot. I went a little bit further than normal with that. But,
I like how you talk. I like how you talk.
But no, thank you. Yeah, thank you. But no, I didn't. I had to switch and started just letting people create their art, and I create my art attached to it. I had to make the, you know, switch, because if I'm not gonna do it, you know what I mean, then I'll never be able to film. I would have never filmed 200 videos. You know, people wouldn't even have knew who I was. I probably wouldn't even have had my own, you know, shirts and everything else. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have had if I didn't do that. So, you know, that's just my opinion on it. What's your opinion on it, Melody?
Yeah, Melody, we looking at you. I'm curious what you're gonna say. You got the name for it, so LarryBeats, bring it on. We want to hear what you say.
I've been shooting videos. I've had a camera in my hand for like 5 or 6 years. I'm right underneath Orlando. He's been shooting just a little bit longer than I have, but I would agree with what he said. Like, I don't think that I started off even with the morals. I commend you, Orlando, because you started off even better than I did. At least you had some morals to it. I was just like, man, happy to shoot a video. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I didn't even think about it from that perspective, except that I will say if it was something that I really go against, though, no.
I have before, and
I have been
yeah.
put in a situation. I won't speak on honest. I was put into a situation one time where I had to shoot a video for somebody that I definitely never would have shot a video for this person. But I was working with another company and I was shooting for them. So really it's kind of like I was put in a situation that I didn't want to let that company down. You know what I mean? And I didn't know ahead of time, or I probably would have declined. But I was already there. So it's like, what do you fucking do? I just roll with the punches and shot what I had to shoot, you know, and did what I had to do, edited it, all that. Now I guess, you know, I do sometimes do things that I go against because I didn't fuck with that person and I wouldn't have that person on my show. I actually had like, not beef, but like he said some disrespectful and so I just, you know, I don't fuck with him. So I don't know, I guess I shoot, like you said, I let people be the artists that they are, and then I do my art. My art is all that I have to focus on. I don't have to worry about what they're saying or what it is, unless it's, like I said, if it's something I'm, like, I can't lie. If it was some KKK shit, if it was some burning flag, you know, I can't, no, if we're burning crosses, and I can't do shit.
I agree.
I would say, fuck no. Like, no, there's certain shit that I would not fucking do. But am I going to be super like, oh, I don't think that you should call women bitches, so I'm not going to do this song. Man, get the fuck out of here.
I did that before. That was the one, like, dude made a whole song. I don't want to say his name. I mean, I
don't say his name, maybe. You don't want no drama. Who's going to be on stage? Yeah, man, you don't want to drama.
You can if you want to. It's the juice, but you don't got to make it messy.
Yeah, you know, I don't gotta make it messy. I'll keep it calm. But yeah, no, he made a whole song. I actually got a video coming out with him soon.
Okay, well.
And this we fast forward 2 years later, something like that, and he made a more of a better song. But this song in particular I was talking about was bashing women all the way through. So I chose not to do it just because of, you know, my mom watches my videos and stuff like that. And, you know, like, and I had to lose that too, though. I lost that. I had to be like, hey, Orlando, you gotta, if you want to be a successful videographer, you can't, oh, my mom watches it, so I can't drop it. That's crazy. My mom's got to be able to understand, hey, look, this is what your son does. You know what I mean?
Maybe don't watch this one, Mom.
Yeah. And I've told her that sometimes too. Like, oh, maybe this one's not for you. You know what I mean? Because music's different now.
That decision too in herself, I think.
Yeah. Music's different now. I had to have, you know, same thing with like her following me on social media. Like, I had to be like, Mom, look, this is social media. Please take this with a grain of salt. So if I say something, you know, that could just be how I'm feeling, you know, like if you followed me on social media, a lot of the times I just put out how I'm feeling at that moment. I just put out that energy. That's, and, you know, and I put the hyphen Finchiavell behind it because it wasn't written. It just came out of me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, don't read that too close, Mom. She's called me right after a couple of things, and I'm like, what? You know, yeah. Just being a caring mother.
Understandable. And that's good too, though. I mean, but I understand what you mean, where you have to kind of explain, like, hold on now.
Yeah.
Be talking shit. Like, it's not really even.
Yeah. Like, I'm okay, Mom. It's okay.
But but even beyond moms, like, people take social media, they misconstrue things on social media anyways. You know, how we post on social media doesn't always reflect how we're feeling at the time or things we're going through at the time, but people will just assume that.
Could be significant others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you could be more responsible, I guess, in some. See, I don't think a lot. I think, but I don't really go through the whole process. I feel it. It goes out. I base everything on respect, but I go in though, and I put a mangy dog on a post. This is how I express myself. And the post, you see the dog as a picture. That. You know what I mean? Deal with it. But I'm not gonna be. I understand people got feelings, so I know when I'm typing and I'm gonna hurt somebody, then I kind of just I don't want to hurt nobody because you never know how that. It's just I'm not in the game to hurt people, but I'm gonna say something that stings, but I'm not coming at you. I'm gonna take all those shots that come at me. It's just what it is. And like you said, you built for this, then I'm built for social media like that because. I mean, all right, we can go down the line. Section 8, welfare, the shelter, food stamps. I've experienced that because New York, the hustle is real. So when you start putting things out there, there is some context and substance to what I'm saying because I experienced it. But for me, at my age, 49, and this is just, I guess maybe change the conversation a little bit differently, you got the Gen Zs. And the support group call that we hold, selfish plug every first and third Tuesday, just playing, but on the support group call that we hold, we do a recording sometimes that we put it out there for media distribution because it's about all types of things that are happening. But we had an 18-year-old communicate with a 48-year-old, and it was a discovery of why I never thought y'all thought like that because the Gen Z in this particular situation, they come off more like old school up. They come off like us at a younger age, very aware. They're like, we ain't gonna let that BS happen to us. What y'all went through, we see it, but we ain't gonna let that, so we're standing up. So it was interesting because the Generation X, right? You got the levels and all that. You got, no disrespect, that's how it is, labels. Gen Z and Generation X, or no, not what's the 40-year-old? The baby boomers were communicating, and when you hear it, it's amazing because we don't understand. Okay, so when I ask the younger generation, what's up with the older generation? They don't listen to us. When I ask the older generation about the younger generation, they don't listen to us. They stupid. So that disconnect is maybe a major thing when I started coming up with how do we move forward. There's a natural disconnect. We're not even talking about colored skin. That goes wherever. Colored skin goes wherever. You know what I mean? But we have a generational. So at my age of 49, I got to be dropping jewels saying this is what I experienced for the younger generation to soak up where I'm coming from. That's not even happening. So you're just building, but you're not learning. But then in comes technology and different type of influences. But when they grow, wouldn't you want to pass down information? That's not happening. There's no pass down of the older generation, some, but not enough of the younger and older older to younger generation. And that's the problem. Do you see that happening? If you don't mind me asking y'all, you see that happening, the exchange of information from old to young?
Yeah, like my mother and my kids, that my mom's a baby boomer, and then my kids.
Yeah, it's new to me. Sorry, no disrespect. It's new to me. I don't see why.
She's in the 50s, like that's the baby boomer era, 50s and the mid 50s to early 60s or something like that is baby boomers. So, or maybe, I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. There's a chart. Google the chart. Google the chart. There's a chart. You got a chart.
I think there's a connect there for sure because I feel like there's so much difference between like when my mom's generation and my 13-year-old's generation. My 13-year-old plays video games, has a phone, and they walk around with computers in their hands, and like my mom just started texting like a couple of years ago. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So like if years ago, maybe even a year ago. My mom hasn't even been texting that long. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, and I was shocked when she sent me a text message, like, cause she was like per text for a something in 2000 double digits, 2013, 14. My mom was not texting. Do you see what I'm saying? So like there's a disconnect, I think, and like the kids don't really know how to connect with the grandparents because they're kind of like quote unquote boring. And it's like the grandparents don't really know how to connect with the kids because the kids are fucking distracted. They're like this.
Back to what Orlando says about the parents. Yeah, back to what Orlando said about the parents. Here it goes. It's a crazy cycle.
They're not paying attention. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry to interject you. Is what Orlando was saying about the parents, right? Earlier, we're fostering that type of environment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's facts.
So how do we bring them together? Like how does that happen? Forget bring it together. I don't think we're gonna. We ain't gonna go.
Yeah.
That's a good question too.
Like how to bridge the gap between the
Yeah, that's the question. Mm-hmm.
Man.
That's a tough one.
That's the $1 million.
That's a tough one. That question's worth $1 billion.
Oh shit, that's the $1 billion question then.
Yeah, that's the answer to that's worth $1 billion.
Next, he's gonna ask us the purpose of life. I'm just kidding.
Shoot, where do you go when you die?
My sister said teenagers and adults never get along. That's what it is, I guess. That's just how life's gonna be.
I don't know. I mean, like my mom gets along with my son. I get along. My son and I get along. My youngest and I get along. My other two kids are older. They're grown, but
it's how they get along with other adults.
Yeah, my son gets along with other adults too. He doesn't typically have problems. He doesn't really like teachers, but who does?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tough. They tough. You gotta earn it. You gotta teach them respect.
Little boy, and I you're not a 13-year-old little boy anymore, and I very highly doubt that you really liked them when you were a 13-year-old little boy.
I mind them. They help me.
Okay. Well.
I hear you. It's tough.
You must have got straight A's too, then, huh?
Oh.
Oh.
You did?
Just because I don't get straight A's doesn't mean I like the teacher.
You know that
that was
help you and stuff. You said they helped you and
yeah, see, yeah, they support it, but you still in like real life, same thing in real life.
Yeah.
You gotta do the work.
Oh, okay. So
I didn't do the work for A material. So what do you get? You get B. Wow. You know? That's a life lesson. Like I can be your friend, but you still gotta be.
Yep.
You know, you can be my friend and still get a C. If you guys see where I'm going, you know.
Well, I'm sure that he has teachers he likes and teachers he doesn't.
I know. That's all I was saying.
We all have teachers we like. I'm sure we did.
Gator.
You guys see the stories? My mom tried to beat up. Well, sorry, put it on blast, mom. My mom came to school to beat up a teacher who was picking on me. She came into class, chased her. I was like, how is it cool to see your mom? Nah, this isn't cool. See your mom chase the teacher to the principal's office. Yeah. That teacher was mean, but she didn't hit her. She just came out and was like, yo. So yeah, there were some bad teachers now. They ain't no teachers. Well, they are not ain't no teachers, but there's a lot of teachers who rough.
Yeah, there's some good ones and there's some bad ones.
Yeah, I had some really good ones.
Teachers that were just bad.
Yeah, I've had some really good ones that like kind of took me under the wing. Like I didn't play, like let's go to it's kind of a different, but I didn't play tennis, and it's one of those sports where I think not just black people. I used to.
Nice.
I used to way back. Like I'm probably garbage now because I put on a whole bunch of adult weight, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I might have to hold on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll get you into my serve is gonna give you problems. My serve is gonna give you some problems. But anyways, I had a teacher take me under the wing and teach me the game of tennis. I ended up loving it so much. I got second place at North Commons Park tournament. Like when they
Congratulations.
Hey.
Second place. I lost to a kid that just like he just abused the game in kid world, because you're supposed to have a sidearm and a back arm, you know. Yeah. He just hit straight like that the whole rip, and as a probably a 14-year-old, I couldn't figure out how to stop him from being able to do that. But Yeah, but anyways, I had a teacher take me under the wing and teach me a game that, shoot, I love now, man.
You still play tennis ever, Orlando?
No, no, I haven't played in probably about 3 years, 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Racket, I don't know.
yeah, I gotta try. It's a nice, fun, free game that I think a lot of the, a lot of people need to take a look at.
I used to like that in high school. I mean, I only ever played it like when we did it in gym for like a week or whatever, but I thought
Yeah, that's a tip right there. Everyone's like, "Oh, my kid's gonna play basketball or football or gymnastics." Man, check them out in tennis.
yeah, tennis.
You might be surprised. If you're an athlete.
What you got back from that? So, what kind of response you got from that? Check them out in tennis.
Say it again.
How did they respond when they said check them out in tennis? How did people respond to that?
Oh, tennis doesn't really get saluted in the inner cities.
Yeah, true. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, it's not one of those sports that people even look at their kid playing or look. Everyone wants to play basketball, and I think it's so oversaturated that, man, you got to be a superstar to make it to that league.
Yeah.
So I honestly, I would play that game for fun and to create some friends and to get some exercise as a teenager, middle school, high school kid, if you just want to play. But don't put all your beans in a basket on playing professional basketball, NBA basketball. I wouldn't put all my beans in the bag in that. You got to be a talent, man. You got to, not saying don't try, but.
It's for sure, I think.
But this leads to another conversation, but we have to teach our kids to do things that are, still cool, that make a lot of money too. You know what I mean? You can be an engineer. You can be a plumber too, kid. You don't just got to be a basketball player or an NFL player or a artist,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Teach our kids to do something else, man. You could be an architect,
And then they fall off the mindset. Go to school. There's always levels to stuff, because along the way, a child got raped. Along the way, a child started selling drugs. Along the way, a child got an STD. Not a child, but a person got an STD. Along the way, a child got arrested. Along the way, there's it's the whole support aspect of being able to do something different. People want the quick fast. And then we'll go to AAU and then go to college and then go the route of a basketball player, but they don't make it, have none to fall back on. And there's a lot of talented players, but you're so right when you say don't invest everything into it, because there's a lot of things that come along the way where you should have different avenues, different avenues of income, I guess, if you want to go there, So definitely, but how do you convey this message? This is what I'm saying, without parents, without a support system, how do you stay consistent enough to accomplish your goals, to do something different than maybe something as fun as basketball? So you start believing in the psyche. I'm beating everybody. I want to go to the pros, but you can't shoot a jump shot. You don't know how to play defense, and your bench lifting isn't enough. You know what I mean? There's so many factors.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I would say, for everybody, and I would say what I'm doing. What I'm doing is trying to create a brand that you will listen to, because I'm not going to be able to be the best speaker, the best, I'm not going to be able to relay it. That's someone else's job. There's someone else that's much better at relaying a message than I am. But what I can do is create my brand and my business in that direction with those fundamentals attached to my business, And, that's why, on social media, I'll give little leaks, like Twitter, of certain, just pay it to, you know what I mean? I'm saying everyone should do it. I'm just saying what I'm doing, but I'm saying, so enough about me. What Melody can do with her company is, what she has going on is preach the positive message. You know, well, shoot, she has a radio show, so she can really deliver the message a lot better than a videographer like myself. You know, so she can deliver the message on her radio show and keep putting that in the parents' ears, you know, back to my point with keep putting that in the parents' ears, you know, self-ownership, teaching ownership, teaching financial literacy, you know, and just keep the wave going. But people like you said, you know, which was a very valid point, people don't like to support, you know what I mean? People don't support. People like us need support, you know. One of my logos with my company is, you know, as you can see, protect Finchiavell at all costs. Okay. And what I mean by that is it's protect everyone that's positive. We need to protect everyone that's positive, that's trying to do a good thing. And I don't mean by physically protecting, violent protecting. I mean support. Get behind them. Back their movements. Support them, man. Share their shit. People should be sharing your shit. What you're doing is wonderful. What Melody's doing is wonderful. You guys should have 1,000 shares. See, something I do, someone doesn't have to like that video, and I get it. Don't share it. I wouldn't. If I don't like the video, I'm not gonna share it.
The message is strong. I
did it, so of course I'm gonna share it. But if I'm someone else, I get it. But you guys' message, you guys should have 1,000 shares. Protect you guys. That's what the logo. So I'm Finchiavell. Yeah, I'm Finchiavell. So it could be protect WiTtiD at all costs. It could be protect Peter Stephen at all costs too, and your foundation and what you guys got going. So that's where that's why I believe what we should do, and that's what I do. You know, it's been a positive message for 6 years straight with me, man. Like check the credentials. I'm not the most popular guy because I'm positive. I don't want to hurt anybody, man. I live with love and respect. I just want to make money and eat and have fun, man, and enjoy this life that we have. Like so I'm not the most popular guy because I don't post negative messages. Trust me, I've thought about posting more negative messages because I got it in me. I'm a kid from the North Side. I got it in me, and I'm not scared of anything. I'm not afraid of no man. You know, I'm a God-fearing man. You know what I mean? So I have it in me, but I'm gonna keep relaying the good message to the youth. You know, and shoot, to the adults, man. That's okay. I've learned from people younger than me all day. Especially in the video world. Especially in the video world. There's some dudes younger than me where I'm like, oh, that's a good tutorial.
Yeah.
You taught me something in life. Thank you, brother. You know what I mean? Like all of you guys throughout this interview today, if you didn't learn something from this interview, you're crazy. You know?
I think I
you
learn from every person I interact with. I think I learned from every
everybody, you know, and thank you, Peter Stephen, and thank you, WiTtiD for, man, both what you guys got going on, man, for real. Like people need to protect you guys at all costs, but people need to stand behind you guys and support everything you guys got going on. Like,
thank you so much. Thank you, Melody, for the opportunity.
But you know what people have to do is that they have to, we have to force it. We have to create a wave that no matter what, like for example, here, I'm just going to give you a small example, even with this show.
All right. Let's make love, baby. Like CashApp, what up? That's all good, though. That's right. I've been at it for years. And you know, the blood, the pain, and the tears. I've been at it for years. Struggle, pain, blood, and the tears. But I swear I keep my game tight. This time I'm gonna do it right. Take my time and keep my movement slow. Cutting corners, I'm chasing paper, yo. Get that dope and let my mind grow. Check the vibes and feel my spirit, yo. It feels good when you're living, yo. to life, you big gigolo. Much love up for my main pro. M.I.A. Big D, let's get this dough, yo. I got no time for faking the funk. I keep it banging for the bumps in your trunk. MVP, Paul P. Dunk. You know you like it, and this is what you want. Just slide with the joint, deep into thought to get your mind back on point. I pick you up around 8, so we can bounce, rock, skate, tri-state to go to the gate. Tell your girlfriends don't hate. All my love is for the take. Lyrically formatted over beats and breaks. This is how I scrape when I'm chasing my pace. One life to live, making it great. DJ and MC and state to state.
That's right.
So we can slide to the beat. Over some Osley brothers between the sheets. Cause I swear I keep my game tight. This time I'm gonna do it right. And I know you like the way I flow. Let's take our time and keep the movement slow. That's right.
State to state, just so I can make this paper. But you know I love you, girl. Just stick to me like that bubble gum on my shoe. I want you closer than trees and gun in my holster. So throw your hands around my shoulder, cause true love I'm about to show you. So when you look into my eyes, I could tell that you adore me. A true soldier girl, ready to ride or die for me. So before I even reach JFK, I long for her kiss, them blueberry lips. Reminisce about the old days as I light my blunt. Before I make a ride off the Van Wyck, I'm calling my baby up to let her know I just landed, so we can take this to a higher height and do some future planning. She my Halle Berry, so together we shine brighter. The Star Stadium buzz for the flashing lights. Just cause I got my game tight as a young G, as I learned from the mafias, veterans and OGs. She knows sometimes a boy gotta be on the road, so we spend hours talking on my celly phone. And yeah, she wish I was home, but still she understand. I'm changing states for the K. Notorious like Babyyy, so she stick to me like babe.
Yeah, this one's for hip hop. Yeah, check it. She illuminates my darkest days. No matter what we fight about, we never part in ways. Been by my side since 9-3, since day one when I was young, perfecting my rhyme schemes. Had a couple falling outs, but got back together. I don't think she was ready for Minnesota weather. Leave your heart cold like the hood I came from. Weathered all the bullshit, now we singing the same song. Riding around the city, bumping Stillmatic. Told me all I need is one mic and keep at it. And the times when it was dark out and hell was hot. Yeah, you were the one who kept me off the block. Come on. And the story continues. Yeah, hip hop, man. Check it. I was on my Kanye when I dropped out.
Started selling soul beats out my mom's house. Hoping one day I get that rock chain. Throw up the diamond next to Hove while we on stage. With all eyes on me, I can't forget Pac. 9-6 is when the whole fucking world stopped. Then 9-7, we lost another legend, B.I.G. I hope they got mics up in heaven, cause this is a bond that will last for the ages. My day one, we go back like pages. I still remember pissing off the neighbors, bumping Wu-Tang Clan 36 chambers. Yeah.
I'm gonna share it. Melody's gonna share it. Peter Stephen's gonna share it. You know, and then you'll have cycles. So you'll have like 3 people that you know is gonna share it. Melody have 3 people. You know, you know what I mean. And then it continues to grow. You know, it's planting a seed. But everyone has to get back behind it and understand the message is to really protect us at all costs.
Well, can I ask a question? How do you manage that? How will she manage that growth? If it's, I'm not saying, I don't know what her support system, I'm not asking, but let's say she has about 10 people strong. How do you manage? Because that's global. And no matter what, how does she manage Microsoft Word, email, and newsletters? I get what you're saying, but to get that positive growth, there's a business aspect that she has to manage, which is going to take her from editing. You know? How does she manage that growth?
Like, so,
editing takes forever.
Like with social media?
Just in general, growth, because she's got 3 equals 6. They want to be informed. They want to know. They know people who know people. She's only one person, and maybe the 10 people. How does she manage that? Is it something you Fiverr and you hire people to kind of build like your company or whatever it is? You understand what I'm saying? Like with her growth, how does she manage that growth? That's
I mean, eventually you want to get to the point of, you know, creating a manager, you know, or not creating a manager, but what I mean by that is creating that position with your company, you know. But all of it's really on social media, man. Social media it travels a lot faster than people think. You know what I mean? So if she shares something or shares content and you're, you know, with Facebook's or Instagram's algorithm, they're going to see her post come up, like it, share it.
Sure.
You know, we have to create, you know, just like it, share it. That's all it is. And she doesn't have to do any more work. It's the work's doing itself. It's growing in itself. You know, yeah, there's going to be more work that comes from that. Say, for example, in my instance, a videographer, you know, production company, there's going to be more work that comes with that. But that's up to me as being the owner of the company to book out work that I can do.
Sure.
You know, so if I got to hold something back until you see it all day long with videographers and stuff like that, they're booking out for October. They're not booking for August. You can't get them in September. October is the next month you can talk to me. So if you want, you want October 4th? Perfect. So you just book out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So so much you can do until you get a full-fledged team.
True that. True that.
I'm sorry for talking so much.
That's facts, though. In real life, it's definitely it's a full-time job to do anything, but that's what the point is. I mean, don't we want to do what we love to do?
Man, it should feel like a drug.
Yeah, it should be, but the management makes it easier. It maybe becomes so overwhelming. Not saying to go away from your dream, but I'm just curious, like, how do you manage, and we can go videographer, how do you manage growth? If you know editing takes so much time, rendering, and when Adobe Encoder is not working with the latest updates in Adobe, with its consistency is killing me. I'm about to go nuts and change this whole conversation to what R.PsYCh says. These latest updates, I can know the way I do, I call them and you know, I have them on the thing and they take over my laptop. I want to straight go into the laptop Don't even talk to me about file maintenance and no, bro. You know what I mean? But they're very helpful. I was just saying. So what I'm saying is, how do you manage the growth? Because editing is so much.
All right, so
So much. Editing is so much. Hotkeys. Hotkeys. Because I was gonna say, you know what kills me? Keyframes. I'm terrified of keyframes.
Oh,
I'm so terrified of keyframes. You know, I haven't even tried it. I'm so terrified.
Yeah, I think just
it's easy, man. It's dope.
Easy. I'm a retard. I'm sorry. I'm done.
Oh no, you're good. Oh no, I would say practice.
Okay, no problem. Sorry.
Like just like. Oh, I'm sorry. Just like anything, practice.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the more, the faster you're at editing and be able to get to the next edit. And when I didn't have work, what I did was I'll just go out to the lake, just bring my camera, and just go film trees and leaves and grass blowing, and then I'll go home. Obviously film some more shit, just random shit though. Like if I see a ball roll past me, I'm gonna get it. Like just random stuff. Go home, practice, edit it, create a video, put out content. I'm big on content.
Oh, I do.
I don't care if it's a B-roll. Well, it's my B-roll video. It's out. So I'm picking content. And it gets overwhelming sometimes. You're absolutely right. But I feel like the more you do it, the faster it puts it out, man.
Yeah, I get that. So when you're doing your B-rolls and you're taking those type of shots without content, that's training, I guess, for you? That's training or just...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's training.
No, I don't do enough training at all, to be honest.
That's going and taking some jump shots at the hoop.
Yeah.
That's going to take some jump shots at the hoop. That's kicking a soccer ball at a goal.
That's where you learn like new effects and, like you said, get faster at what you do. Yeah, definitely.
No one's defending it, but that it's kicking a soccer ball at a goal just to see how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have what it takes to do that?
Yeah, like on random days where I'm doing nothing and I just have I was so quick to just go fly my drone. I just go somewhere like, park, get a sandwich and fly my drone straight up, But again, that goes to doing what you love. I found, this is what I love to do. So this is what I love to do. So do what you love to do with the same type of energy.
Sure.
Yeah, facts.
I'm sorry, my mic was going out a little bit, so I repeated myself. Yeah, what's the next question? I'm loving this conversation.
There's levels.
Oh yeah, there's levels of everything. Like I said, I'm a numbers guy, so.
Adobe consistency. I'm sorry to ask the question, but how do y'all feel with the updates? That really kills me. These updates are horrible.
I love it. I love every update. I love every update. I don't be knowing what they do, but I love it.
No, but I'm saying when you work with your different layers, your audio and video, and you got a lot of footage. Like I don't know what type of laptop you run, and then you have to, export media. Does encoder always work smoothly? Does Premiere work with encoder real smoothly for y'all?
Yeah, it's working great for me right now.
Always? And so when you have a big project, because I got an i7 processor. That's what I'm not on y'all level. Y'all on next level. I have an i7 processor. I use 2 discs like these 2 right here. So all my stuff is there. So
you gotta
sometimes, and sorry, go ahead.
I got you, brother.
Yeah, I got an MSI processor because I bought it because it plays games, but upon the review, it was supposed to, and I've had it for a few years, but it's just the Adobe consistency. It crashes at times, and then the resolution, I get all, it just, sometimes a lot of stuff happens and it kills me.
Yeah. We could talk more about that, we for sure talk more about that.
You don't deal with editing problems? Y'all do perfect edits? Wow, amazing.
Your settings even, like, that could be a number of things happening.
Yeah.
It could have something to do with your computer. Like, I don't use a laptop to edit. I have a iMac desktop computer that I edit on. But I don't know. I don't have that problem. It doesn't happen to me, but that doesn't mean that it's not happening to you. I don't know. You know, obviously everybody's computers and stuff is different, and I don't know what kind of workload you have on it either. You know, maybe it's
that true.
Going on. Maybe you have too many things open at one time. I don't know.
I normally just have my, what is it? What's it right here? This, excuse me, Creative Cloud desktop is open, my Premiere is open, but what I think is a graphic aspect. I don't know how it takes with graphics, adding graphics and stuff like that. That's why I got Motion Array to help me.
Oh,
you know,
it'd be like,
I think maybe it's a processing problem.
RAM too.
Yeah, RAM is big too. Yeah, that helps.
That helped y'all with computers, this whole process, learning about computers, video editing, being a videographer.
Yeah, I went to. You want to go ahead?
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I went to.
Lots of it.
Yeah, no, I went to school to be a computer programmer. Sorry, I was just doing something. So I went. Yeah. So I loved computers. I knew I loved computers. I wanted to do whatever I was doing that had to involve a computer. I felt. So that's my background story. For that.
Oh yeah, no. I've always, since computers came into our lives as children, I've kind of always used them. And I've always been technologically inclined. I've never had a problem with that. So I did photography when I was in high school, and I didn't pick up a camera again until I had somebody put a camera in my hand and was like, yo, will you shoot this for me? And from that point on, it was just like, that was it. And then mentored me, actually, still to this day. Well, super grateful for that, actually, because I never would have known that was like something I loved. I never would have known that. I'm really grateful for that, because I don't know that I would. Obviously, the world puts things in your space for a reason. Like, maybe eventually, if I hadn't decided then, maybe eventually I would have picked up a camera. But at that point, I hadn't thought about doing that. I had thought about graphic design at that point. I had thought about that when I was younger, but I kind of always just blew it off. I never really thought, I guess, that I could do stuff like that. I never really thought that I was able to do things like that I had that skill or that I could learn it. I never really did. And then when I just dove into it, it was like, holy shit, I learned it super fast, and I just loved it. So, I mean, I don't know. I like Orlando, how he said he loves to learn. I love to learn. I'm a nerd. So, like, anything learn about doing videos about graphics or like making, flyers and shit like that. I love that type of stuff. It's fun for me. So that's why I keep going.
Yeah. Have you ever done so y'all, what are y'all, making videos, or y'all next level? Or, cause like I told you, I go in studio, so I'm actually, and not CNN or anything like that, but I know how to run in studio, multiple camera shoots, edit, crossfade, camera, 3, 2, 1, all in studio. I can do that. The switcher board and all that.
Cameras, like you use the big, huge cameras?
Yeah. I could do CNN. I could run a CNN thing. If I could deal with that. It's just, they just have to go through it, but I can do all that. Switch the audio. You can bring, on the platform that we do on Broxton over there, you can bring a full rock band and with multiple things, and we can whatchamacallit, because they do a sound check. You know what I'm saying? They do a sound check.
Yeah, that's dope. I don't have any experience in anything like that. Like, I've acted in movies, but they didn't even use those type of cameras. They use DSLRs. I only use a DSLR camera. I've never used one of those big, huge cameras like you use, the media.
What kind of DX? Oh, that is the camera. That's the one with the thing. It's like the DSLR camera. That's the big one. The big.
No, I'm not the one I use. Isn't big like that. I use like a.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. It's about this big.
Well, no, but it's public access, so I'm talking about going inside a college and basically learning how to use their equipment.
Yeah.
You know, that's, you know, but in the community, I got cordless mics, I got lavaliers, I got hosts who actually go into the community because our mental wellness community and we do the interaction. You know, my thing is this: production value. Production value, headspace, headroom, and good audio, good video. You know, people will see bad video, but they won't listen to bad audio. You get what I'm saying? So audio is always used. Anything I do, production value, I don't do. I could do something outside because of significance, but production value. If my production value ain't there, I'm not dealing with you. Or the situation, I'll live again. I can't deal with it because it's a reflection ultimately of the credits. They did a bad job. I'm not putting myself out there regardless. You don't know who's going to see your work. How do y'all feel about production value?
Yo, I'm big on production value. I've always been that way. With the Juice, I'm like, if it's not mixed and mastered properly, don't even bother sending it because I'm not gonna. If somebody else owns the beat and it's super tagged up, and it's not the tags like what producers do, like to tag their stuff, you know what I mean, like Zaytoven, you know, or something like that. You know how they put their tag on there and it's part of the beat. I mean, where they're like, purchase your tracks today type shit. I don't play that stuff. I won't. I think it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to that beat maker. Like, and I mean, if you're not going to even take I don't know. I guess everybody has to start somewhere, but that doesn't mean that I have to play your music if it's not mixed and mastered properly. I still want you to do better, but do better. So yeah, I'm big on production quality. I don't know. I have yet to find a person who asked me to shoot a video for them where the production quality was terrible. I don't know. I haven't had that happen to me. What about you?
My thing is, I think it's big on budget. So, like, if the budget is big, then we could get all the bright lights that we need and the backdrops that we need. If the budget is small and we're looking for a smaller video, which I've done a lot of, where it's like, hey, you know, and I think that's part of my help. That's part of the help to the community. I'd rather have someone feeling like they can be a rapper than out here killing somebody. I'd rather have you making music out here. So I feel good, you know, and they feel really good because they're like, yes, I got a video out, you know? So, but anyways, back to the point, like a cheaper video, you know, like your couple $100 video, $300 video, and with no backdrops, just let's shoot it over here. Let's shoot it over here. Let's no scripts, no, you know, we call those running guns.
Running guns, that's dope. I'm learning. Thank you for the information.
Yeah, we call those running guns. And
how many cameras do you work with?
Say it again.
How many cameras you work with? Multiple camera shoots, or you do straight running like that?
It like I only can operate one camera, but you know, I've done like 2 camera setup, 2 camera tripod, 3 camera tripod, you know, so I can cut like that too. If that, I don't know if that makes sense.
No, totally. So that's harder though, right?
Depends on what I'm shooting. It all depends on what I'm shooting. Like, for example, if I'm shooting a commentator, you know, I'll set up 2 to 3 camera angles and I'll press record on all of those, you know, have a hot audio source that I'm using, bring all that footage home and do the cuts.
You don't do a switcher? You ever thought about a switcher? I don't even know if that exists. A live switcher where you jump in, where multiple cameras.
That I'm not. Yeah, no, that's a good question because that's what they use in like, you know, live television. So yeah, no, totally. That's not in my level yet. I'm not at that level yet. Right now, I'm just a cell phone production company, and we just offer services to other companies or individuals. That's what I'm at right now. Like, salute to the guys up there at CBS and the MSNBC doing the cuts like that. Like, I'm not cutting live television. Yeah, I'm sure I could figure it out, but I'm not cutting no live television. I don't know if I will want to. You know what I mean? Unless it's my network. You know, I'm big on stuff on.
Commercial in 5, 4. I'm just kidding.
I didn't know. Kind of commercial.
I was practicing. I was just practicing.
That's cool. So how's the experience been for you, Miss Melody?
What's that? What experience?
How's the experience? This is so real because you open up the floor to talk about, anything. I find like a lot of podcasts and stuff are topic based. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Even though you said, let's bring some topics, it's not necessarily topic based. A lot of it is just like, how has that been for you? Because that's very strong to do what you do. Open up the floor to just speak.
I think it's been an evolution, actually. I started the Juice in 2015, and it's evolved to what you see today. It wasn't always this way. So I don't know. I really like the kind of flow that it's had and the vibe that's been going on with the Juice right now. I like that people come on here and they feel free to be themselves, and I love that people bring up topics that are important, because I think they're important to other people too, not just the person who brings the topic. And the thing about it is like, sometimes people are afraid to talk about certain things, or they don't know how to talk about them. They might be embarrassed to, or they don't maybe have someone to talk to about certain things. And someone might bring up a topic that relates to them, or you might say something, or Orlando might say something that makes them gives them hope or helps them in some way. And so that's really, like, to me, that's all that really matters. I want the independent community to have a voice. I want the independent community to be successful, and I want them to have a space that they can be themselves and talk amongst their peers. And I think that there's people that like to watch that too. So as long as people get something from what's going on, I'm happy. And as long as I get to see y'all win, I'm happy. Yeah. We all winning around here, okay?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Little by little. That's crazy.
So, I don't know. It's been a dope experience, and I'm really happy to be able to do this. I'm grateful that I'm the vessel, that I'm able to be the vessel for this. Like, it's an honor, actually, for me to be able to be this person that I am and to be able to do this. So thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate both you gentlemen for being here with me today. I know that you're both busy. Everybody's busy in the world, and sometimes it's hard to focus on anything but self, but today you did, and you're very selfless, and I thank you guys for that. I want to give you both a chance to give any shout outs you have, and if you have any last looks or any kind of last messages you want to leave the people with, that would be dope as well. Peter, so you can go ahead and eat, because my stomach growling.
Yeah, I done messed up the vibe. I done pulled this out, not to be mean. But yeah, I've done killed the show. I apologize to all the viewers. Oh my God, my daughter made it. I'm a father. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
No, that's dope. That's dope, man. I'm gonna let you go first. You can go ahead and eat. So
yeah, no, I like
shout outs you want to give and anything you want to say to the people.
So I thank you very much. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. So you allowed me to feel comfortable, and you gave rules on how we started. Anybody who's watching this, she's a professional, beginning to end. Prior to the meeting, she did a pre-production, not necessarily face-to-face pre-production, but her system is right. You come here to represent, and I followed up. I followed the instructions. It was a very clear way of understanding what I was going to get involved in. Being I run a company, I'm very transparent. Everything I do is very transparent. So I let people know what happened, share the links, go here, go there. Here's the other one I will support. what you did. So I'm a man of process. Also man of numbers and everything like that. Being from my kind of work ethic, it's about execution. Either you're gonna do it or people want to see the product because I'm in a production mode. So I like how you did. I respect that. And that also went in conjunction with me doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I appreciate just how you do it. So with me, lifeonlifeterms.com, I got in the shelter. This dude was like, yo, my best friend, he was like, well, in the shelter. He was like, yo, you living on life terms. I was like, what that mean? So I felt a little bit insecure because I felt I wasn't down. He was like, yo, you living on life terms. It comes from an alcohol rehab program, but I find it ambiguous. So life on life terms is how you accept life. It's whatever people ask. Lifeonlifeterms.com. It's a small startup. It's me, it's Brittany O'Donoghue, it's Beth LaBoy. We also have Daisy Calderon, you know, people who I met online and we've come together a lot through Facebook and so forth like that. So it's really a real experience, you know, it connects, you know, and I definitely will look forward to maybe interviewing you, either myself or one of the hosts. You know, it's Orlando, we in the mix, so everybody here, we exchange numbers. Let's keep it moving. If you go on YouTube, if you type Life on Life space terms, you can see our stuff on YouTube. On Instagram, it's Life on Life Terms 2020, which I did last year. I just had the insight for that. And the support group. And I'll leave it at this. It's every first and third Tuesday. It's on freeconferencecall.com, whatever. Freeconferencecall, but you don't have to go on that. It's just every first and third Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Life on Life Terms support group. The number is 302-202-1108. That's 302-202-1108. 7338-556. And let me be clear, last but not least, I want to emphasize this. I get my bust around, I get my intensity on. As a poet, they be like, yo, that's a Puerto Rican DMX. And not that I speak like that, but I just, you know, I'm very passionate. When you deal with me, it's about making moves. But I want to be very clear on the support group call. When we call, I'm not saying it's not for everybody, 18 plus. It's for people who need it. Some people got a job. Some people stressing about the cell phone bill. Some people, they call in because they want to support, and maybe they don't want to offer support. They just want to listen. That's cool. But you see the homeless person, you see the person who got bipolar level 75, and I'm not trying to make a joke of it, the DSM, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual, people who need it need to call in or can call in. We're here to listen. That's the main objective, listen. So if you see somebody in the street, your life on life terms. You see somebody going, cousin, they stressing, they bugging, life on life terms. Look, we work it out. And that's how real it is. It's straight real, but the thing is, it's hard for people to share their feelings. That's why we do it in a support group fashion. And I thank Daisy, who's the moderator, she runs it for an hour, and it's hard. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to express that lifeonlifeterms.com, the support group is fair for anybody who's going through stresses. And if you know somebody who's going through it, Pete, figure it out. Figure it out, you know what's going on, and that's as real as it is. And I thank you for the opportunity, because there's more platforms, and to give people time to speak, that has to, you know, we need more platforms like this, and more, much more, because we gotta help each other. You know what I'm saying? With the Floyd thing and everything, come on, we gotta help each other. You know how that go down. So I thank you, and that's my shout on that. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you're so right. We definitely do need more platforms where people can be people. And I love that, man. If you're out there, yo, just know that you're not alone. Like, life can be difficult sometimes, and we go through shit. We all go through times where we feel pain and we feel alone and we feel sadness, or whatever you're going through. Whatever you're going through, it's okay, and it's not weird. It's not insane. It's okay, and you can get help. Just reach out, please. Reach out for help. I love this. The number is there. It's there for people. It's in there. They saw it. And it's in the description below as well. And the website is lifeonlifeterms.com.
Can I ask a question? Can I just extend this for a little bit?
Sure.
Can I ask a question? Okay, sorry to bring it up. Orlando, as an African American in your position, I don't know how you want to take that, but because there's so many different ways of looking at it. As the African American community, because our focus is a lot of our focus in the hood. We go in the hood. That's our focus. How is it? Not how is it going, but how do we? Not how is it best? I mean, people are people, but what's going on in the African American community from your perspective on mental wellness? Brother to brother, black on black crime, sister to sister. You know, is there any insight you can provide on that? Not saying it's a separate thing. It's just, it's a prevalent issue that I know, me, what I'm saying, how would you, any perspective on that from the African American perspective?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to keep it probably short, I touched on it probably a little bit. It comes to like finances and stuff like that, man. And I think whenever you put people in a situation like that, in an area like that, you're gonna have some bad ones that are gonna act and do actions, I don't know. That's a deep question. Deep question. But we do need to stop the black on black violence. I can talk for an hour on that subject. Not on the stop the black on black violence, but what's the word in the black community? But yeah, I would just say, yeah.
I hate the term black on black violence. It's
sure. I was shaky with that. I didn't know. I know about that. Yeah, I was shaky with that.
I wasn't even saying it towards
or black on anybody violence. Black like
we don't never hear white on white violence or Hispanic on Hispanic violence or Asian on. We don't never hear. But we all.
That's the point.
And it was nothing against you. It's just you didn't coin the term. So
I
just don't like that term. Just so ugly. Anyways, go ahead, Orlando Finch. If you have any last look,
but
you can give out media information. If you have any shout outs you'd like to give, please go ahead.
Yeah, but before that, the answer to that question, like, again, a little bit what we talked about is parenting, how we're going to teach our kids, the young ones in the next generation, and while teaching them, that could also sharpen our sword as well and get us better as adults too, while teaching your little one. I think having a kid should make you want to learn to be a better human being as well. I actually don't have any kids, but I could only imagine if I did have a kid, it would make me want to be a better human. That would give me enough energy to not have my kid going through the same thing I went through, like Melody said earlier. That's enough energy for me to know that I'm going to bust my butt, But, all right. Yeah. What was your question, though?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I mean, not everybody, because we don't know everybody's mental.
Oh, you don't.
Some people aren't really stable to even think that they have something going on. They're not okay. But I too, actually, my children definitely made me grow, for sure.
Yes, they should.
But I'm grateful for that, though, because when I look back,
look at that. My daughter made me this.
When I look back at the person I was when I was a kid as opposed to who I am now, I'm super grateful for that growth. So, yeah. But Orlando, do you want to give your social media information? And then if you have any kind of shout outs you'd like to give or any kind of last note you want to give the world?
Yeah, probably not too much. I'll keep it nice and short. Well, thank you guys for, having me on here. For sure, IAmMelodyWaters for having me on here, and Peter Stephen for being, great co-host as well, or we're all I don't know what the word calls. But anyways, man, thank you for everyone that's ever liked anything, shared anything, man, booked a video shoot, sent a comment saying that's dope. You can send a comment saying this sucks. I love it. I love you, man. I want it all. You guys, you can follow me at www.FinchiavellFilms.com. You can Google it. You can YouTube it. You can Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on all social medias that are relevant because I think social media is important. Yeah, you know, that's pretty much it, man. Thank you guys. Protect Finchiavell at all costs. That's for sure. Yeah, make sure to do that.
Period. Okay. Period. Yo, thank you, gentlemen, both of you so much for being on my show today. I really appreciate y'all for coming through, man. It's great having great conversation with good people. And I think we put some great gems out there for the world. And so thank you all for tuning in. I thank you guys so much for coming through for this week's episode of The Juice. If you want to follow me on social media, my name is Waters. I'm not hard to find. You can follow me everywhere at IAmMelodyWaters, except Snapchat. It's Melody's Closet. You can follow me there as well. And
you still have Snapchat?
You don't? You don't? Anyways, come back next week, you guys. And if you want to put your music on The Juice, you can send me MP3s with your name, social media information, where you're from, and cover art, please, to IAmMelodyWaters@gmail.com. If you are an independent and you would like to come on the show, independent artist of any kind, if you paint, if you draw, if you are a tattoo artist, if you make music, any kind of genre, I don't discriminate. You do hear a lot of hip hop, but because that's what I get, it happens to be what happens. So life on life terms, baby. So if you want to come on the show as an independent, if you have a business, whatever you do, I would love to hear from you. Please tell me a little bit about yourself and send your information to the Juice Bookings, with an S at the end, @gmail.com. Definitely get in contact with you. I'd love to hear about your whatever you do. And keep coming back, y'all. Y'all go out there and be limitless beings, man. If you are going through something in your life and you are feeling like you need someone to talk to, please reach out to someone. If you don't have anyone in your life that you can reach out to, you can reach out to me. You can inbox me. And if you don't feel like you can inbox me, then call that phone number right there. And it is on the screen again, right here. Call this number and get some help, please. Don't take on this world by yourself. We're here together. We're all in this together. We're all learning together. We're all just figuring it the fuck out. Nobody fucking knows what they're doing. We're all literally figuring it the fuck out as we go along. I'm not saying that some of us aren't more successful at figuring it the fuck out, but we're still all learning just the same. So be easy on yourself, man. Don't be so tough on self. Love self at all times. And I love y'all so much. I love you. Thank you so much for coming on The Juice and watching the show today. Y'all have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next week. Peace. Juice, baby. Peace, y'all.
My bad. I messed up the Juice, baby.
Nah, you didn't. You're good. Finch, now you got to say Juice, baby. Now you got to be the Finch.
No, this is Orlando here. No one's ever seen Finchiavell.
I said Finch.
Oh yeah.
You Juice baby us out now?
Oh me. Juice baby.
Juice baby.
I can't do it like you.
Let's get it.
Whatever the fuck she saying. Ooh, I got the juice. Don't get the news on what's new. Music's not all that I do. I'm the influence. Once I get into my zone, there's nothing you really could do. Watch how they move. I'm setting trends. I'm better than I ever been. I represent. Make you not wanna rap ever again. In my prime like I'm optimist. Minnesota knows who the option is. No need for the gossiping. Get it from the source, just watch and listen. Had a whole town talking different, walking different. I walk the talk and I talk my shh. Keep quiet when I'm talking kids. I'm the God and God forbid you interrupt me. I cover blasphemy, my sinners trust me. Then it's back to cheese, one then it's just me. And all my hooligans, flesh on my flesh, drink my blood like it's juice and gin. What family now, tie shoes and Timbs. It's a family meeting, try to attend. I'm a superhuman, I got super strength, I got super make you lose your shit now. I got the juice, come get the news and what's new. Music's not all that I do, I'm the influence. Once I get into my zone, there's nothing you really could do. Watch how they move, I'm setting trends. I'm better than I ever been. I represent, make you not wanna rap ever again. I got the juice, come get the news and what's new. Music's not all that I do, I'm the influence. Once I get into my zone, there's nothing you really could do. Watch how they move, I'm setting trends. I'm better than I ever been. I represent, make you not wanna rap ever again. Ho! Juice, juice, yeah, juice, make you not wanna rap